All right, it's week 5. Show me something draft time. Peter, I've got a trivia question for you. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Kyle Allen will be the 30th different starting quarterback for the Washington franchise since 1993. Name the 2 teams who have had more than 30 starting quarterbacks since 1993.
That's amazing. I'm amazed that there have been 2 teams. I am going to say Jacksonville and the New York Jets.
Oh. I thought you'd get Cleveland. I thought Cleveland would be easy because of that mannequin that had the jersey.
The reason why I eliminated Cleveland is that they didn't play for 4 years.
He makes that even more amazing that they're number 1, Chicago with 32, as they continue to look for their next franchise quarterback. Maybe they have one in Nick Foles. Maybe Nick Foles is finally the guy who picks up the torch of Jim McMahon or arguably Sid Luckman. All right, show me something draft. Plenty to choose from this weekend. I'm going to start with our Sunday night game. Look, it's prime time. It's going to be dark in Seattle. We know Kirk Cousins' history playing under the lights. He gets a break this time around, though. It seems like they go to Seattle every year, like they're in the same division or something. They're back again. Mike Zimmer's never beaten Seattle. Kirk Cousins is going to a place where they just get smothered every year. This year it could be different. This year it's going to be a shootout, I think. This year the offense has a chance to score some points. Now, look, the Vikings may get outscored by the Seattle Seahawks, but there's no excuse for Kirk Cousins to not have a big game against a porous Seattle defense with no fans there to set the Richter scale rocking, all throughout greater Seattle. So if Kirk Cousins is ever going to reverse the primetime narrative against a good team, he kind of reversed it last year against the Cowboys, but they weren't very good. The Seahawks are undefeated. This is his chance to prove to everyone that he can step up in a big spot at night and get it done, Peter.
For Minnesota to have a chance to win this game, Mike, in my opinion, Adam Thielen's got to have a 150-yard receiving day because he's going to be playing a suspect secondary with corners you can throw on. And if Kirk Cousins doesn't take advantage of the matchups that Adam Thielen will present against the Seattle secondary, I don't think they've got a chance to win.
All right, you're up. What do you got?
Well, here would be my biggest question about sort of this weekend of football, Mike. Here it is. So the Cleveland Browns are what? I mean, I'm totally fascinated by the Cleveland Browns. What are they and how good are they?
Yeah, and I think, I give Sims a hard time for picking an entire team, but I can't fault you for that because this is a total team effort and an opportunity to push back against an early season narrative that the Colts are pretty damn good. This is the Browns' chance to step up both this week and next week and show what they have. All right, next one for me, J.J. Watt. To the extent that there was a feud with Bill O'Brien and J.J. Watt wins and Bill O'Brien's out, and there were reports suggesting that, Bill O'Brien, who he got in verbal altercations with people the final weeks on the job. Well, he always got in verbal altercations with people, but apparently it finally reached critical mass. J.J. Watt reportedly at the center of it. J.J., you got what you wanted. Now it's time to step up and do something with that defense against the Jacksonville team that should be a team they can handle and limit in scoring enough that they can win the game. So I want to see what J.J. Watt and the rest of the Texans defense can do this weekend, Peter, in the first game without Bill O'Brien since he was hired 7 years ago.
I almost want to say Jack Easterby, what do you got? But that's a little bit too inside baseball or inside football right now. So I'm going to give you this one. This is the one that I'm, after the Browns this weekend, I'm most curious about. What do you got, Daniel Jones? Okay, 7 turnovers in 4 games. You have not scored 17 points yet. I understand your offensive line stinks. But in the span of 1 month, you not only have put Dave Gettleman absolutely unequivocally on borrowed time, but in addition, you may be starting to put yourself on borrowed time. And again, it's way too early to suggest that Daniel Jones might not be the quarterback long term. But This is a year he's got to grow. This is a year he's got to develop. He's not cured his turnover bug, and he's not done anything to lift a bad offense. And great players lift bad units. He did that last year when he took over as quarterback for Eli Manning. He's not doing it this year. That simply must change, Mike.
Hey, Peter, the clock ran out on Dwayne Haskins in Washington with a new coaching staff. The clock could run out on Daniel Jones in New York with a new coaching staff as well. Next one for me, and I'm going to do this because you went with the entire Browns organization. I'm going to go with the entire Titans organization. Show me something, or more accurately, show me nothing. Show me no new positive tests over the course of the next few days. Show me that you've gotten this outbreak under control, and show me that you're going to comply with all protocols and requirements going forward. It really is stunning that any NFL team has gotten itself into such a mess, and the more we hear about it, and we talked about it earlier in the show, it's mind-boggling that they've jeopardized their season. And that, Peter, I think that there may be, I don't know this, could be a late afternoon Friday news dump coming with news is what the NFL is going to do to the Titans. But show me that you can actually get a game in, because if this weekend's game goes away as well, I don't know what the hell they're going to do.
Show me something, Roger Goodell. And what I mean by this is when you issue your sanction against the Tennessee Titans, make it not only hurt the Tennessee Titans, but shine a very bright light on all other the other 31 teams in the NFL and say to each one of them, you think this was bad? If your team screws up like this, I'm going to make it worse, I'm going to make it hurt, and I'm going to start involving forfeits.
Yeah, I still don't know what they're going to do about forfeits, Peter. There's an issue out there as to whether or not the players would get paid in the event of forfeits, because the NFLPA has only agreed that players don't get paid for games that are canceled or suspended. A forfeit technically counts as a game. The final score of a forfeited game is 2-0, and it goes into the standings. I think the NFL is going to use forfeit as the absolute last resort if they think they have to pay the players.
Yeah, to me, this is more important than that. You know, and if it's going to cost a team some money, especially a team that has to forfeit, and particularly the team that gets disadvantaged by the forfeit, now we have to decide how that team is going to get paid.
Well, maybe the team that caused the forfeit pays the salary that week of the team that didn't cause the forfeit. That would be another deterrent. We'll see how it all plays out.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.